We have some sales data for Star Wars Outlaws. This is based on UK physical sales. So we used to get physical sale charts here in America, but they stopped those a little while ago. They're still going on in the UK, so they actually still show sales numbers over there. And this can kind of give us an idea on how things are going for Star Wars Outlaws. Even though it's not a direct number on what's going on over here or digitally, usually these things kind of track together, so we can kind of get an idea from this. Now, right away, I'm going to tell you it's number one at the top of the charts. Number one. Number two is Hogwarts Legacy. 3 is Elden Ring. Armored Core is number 4. EA Sports FC 24, which I think is the soccer game. Yeah, FIFA Cup. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That game's been on the charts forever. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. Spider-Man 2, Minecraft, and so on and so on and so on. You could pause if you want to see the rest. Now, just because it's number one doesn't mean it's blowing sales records away. In fact, there's something interesting here. Star Wars Outlaws UK physical sales are 55% lower than Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now, I want you to keep in mind, like I was saying, this is just based on UK sales. We do not know what it has sold here in America. We do not know what the digital sales look like yet. This is just on UK box sales. It's important to understand that because, like, this isn't a clear picture here. We don't know how well it's actually doing. We can kind of just look at these numbers and speculate. So, the original story here. Massive Entertainment's Star Wars Outlaws launched last week amid above-average critical reviews and early access issues. While Ubisoft hasn't provided sales data, game industry's Christopher Daring reported a weak launch in the UK with physical sales 55% less than Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Digital sales aren't available yet, and Daring notes this is only for the UK, like I said. Continuing, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora sales were 15% higher. It's worth noting that despite a strong launch, Jedi Survivor sales were 35% lower than its predecessor, Jedi Fallen Order. I didn't really play Jedi Survivor, by the way. I almost want to go back to it because the game is so cheap now. Like, I think you can get that game for $30. Is that game worth playing? I really did like Fallen Order, but I heard Survivor was nowhere near as good and just never got into it. Fallen Order is actually a pretty fun game. I enjoyed that game. Survivor, though, I just didn't play it for some reason. I don't remember why I didn't get into it, but anyway, as some have pointed out for Outlaws, there are other things to consider, like the percentage of players who played it through Ubisoft Plus. Without concrete information from the publisher, we won't know how much that impacts sales. That's also a really good point. So, in case you didn't know, if you sign up for Ubisoft Plus, you got to play Outlaws for free. I wonder how many people are going to sign up for that and cancel it after they play Star Wars Outlaws, which you can do, and not give them a dime. Because usually you get like a free trial, and even if you had to pay, what is it, like $10 for Ubisoft Plus, if even that? So you pay $10 and then you cancel and you get the game for free. So Star Wars Outlaws is available for PS5, and they go on and say that the Metacritic score is a 6 out of 10, which we'll get to. And here are his tweets. We don't have digital data yet, and this is just the UK, but it was a weak launch for Star Wars Outlaws at UK retail. Launch sales are 55% lower than what Star Wars Jedi Survivor did. It was 15% bigger than Ubisoft's massive last game, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. So it turns out there may be some missing data from the physical numbers, so it's worth waiting for the end of the week when the digital stats are in, which is just true generally. So saying, we don't know the whole story yet, but as of right now, the game is 55% lower than Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and it's 15% bigger than Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. And honestly, I didn't hear anybody breaking doors down to talk about how great that game was either. I heard like a couple people say it's basically Far Cry Avatar. I don't know how great that is of a message, but that's what people were saying. So I think at the end of the day, the sales for Star Wars Outlaws, mediocre. That's what I'm going to say happens here. I don't think it bombs, but I don't think it really breaks any records for them. It's low. It's down. It's probably not going to make investors happy or the higher-ups happy, but it's also not going to end up on a clearance shelf. So, just take that for what it is. I think the fact that this game isn't blowing sales records apart is a good thing because it's a broken piece of shit from what I've seen. I've played plenty of clips of this game just not running very well, and they're not hard to find. Just go watch Asmongold's Magic Bush video where he sits there laughing for 2 minutes because a platoon of soldiers can't find Kay Vesk hiding in a bush. They literally like shooting at the bush, walking around in the bush. They never find her. It's hilarious. But check this out. This is from Learning the Law. The only reason Star Wars Outlaws doesn't drop below 7 on Metacritic Metascore is because IGN essentially released 400 reviews that count towards the system's score. And he's not wrong here. Like, look at all these different IGN outlets. IGN Spain, IGN Italy, IGN Portugal. Like, how many different IGNs get to review a game? And they're all like the same score, 70, 70, 75, 75. But one liked it a lot and gave it a 90. So over on Metacritic, it is sitting at a 76 for PS5. It's sitting at a 75 for Xbox Series S and X. And for PC, it's sitting at a 77. The user score is a 4.8, giving you an idea how people feel about this game. That's based on 925 reviews. And, there's some people in here just saying garbage at 1. And there's also people in here giving it 9s and 10s saying own the chuds, too. So, there's a balance there. Overwhelmingly, though, a lot of people talking about the same things. Bugs, and glitches. Because, of course, their QA department would rather let you do the testing and then fix the bugs. So that's where we're at with Star Wars. So it sounds like the reports that the hype for this game was down. Stuttering Craig put a report out on Twitter not that long ago talking about how the game just wasn't getting a lot of pre-orders at his buddy's stores. He has a guy that has a chain of video game stores, and the game is just not selling pre-orders there. This kind of backs up what Craig was saying. It looks like this game is just not going to be the hit that Ubisoft was hoping for. It also doesn't sound like it's going to be the flop that people were thinking it was going to be. Like I said, I think it sells mediocre sales numbers. It's not going to be the win that Ubisoft thought it was. Next up for them is, of course, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and we already know the rumor for that one that also came from Craig that the pre-orders are down for this game as well. Looks like this might not be a very good year for Ubisoft. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this, in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.